Today I'm going to be doing a very fun and interesting cake. An important note, we are not using any milk and this cake has no eggs. And this is why it's called wacky cake. So let's get on with the ingredients. 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of granulated sugar, 1 cup of cold tap water, 1/4 cup of cocoa powder, 6 tablespoons of vegetable oil, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1 tablespoon of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and our last ingredient, 1 tablespoon of white vinegar. So those are the ingredients, so let's get started. For my first step, I've taken all of my dry ingredients and put those together here. On the other side, I have all of the wet ingredients. So this is going to make this really simple. I'm going to take my all-purpose flour. It's the first thing we'll get into our bowl. And I'm just going to sift this in. Anything left at the bottom, just push it through with your fingers. The sugar, you don't have to sift, but I'll do that for fun. Right through. Our lovely cocoa powder. Our salt, and our baking soda. And that's baking soda, not baking powder. The baking soda is going to have a chemical reaction with our white vinegar. I'll grab the back of a spoon and I'll push this through. Perfect. I will grab a whisk and I'm just going to combine all of the ingredients together. So once this is all combined, you can just grab a little spoon and we're just going to make 3 little wells. And this is not really necessary, but this is how people made this recipe a long time ago. So you make 3 little holes, and this is what they did. So they took the oil and poured that into 1 well. The vinegar into another well, and the vanilla into another well. And you can see here, the vinegar is already starting to react with that baking soda. And then all you do is you take your cold tap water and you just pour it right on top of everything like that. Grab your whisk and just start whisking this together. So what you saw me doing here with the 3 little wells, you don't need to do that. This is how they used to do it, and that's how I thought I would do it today. But you could just pour everything in one shot and just mix it all together like this. So you don't have to create those little holes or little wells that I did. I have my oven set to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm going to pour this into a parchment-lined baking tin. It's an 8x8 tin, 8 inch by 8 inch. And that's good. So here is my tin, lined with the parchment. So I'm going to pour this right in here. And we're going to bake this 30 to 35 minutes. I'll switch over to a little spatula to make sure I get all of our nice cake batter out. So that white vinegar and the baking soda is what combines together. There's a chemical reaction, and that's what's going to make the cake rise. So now I'm going to pop this into my oven. I'll bake this off and I'll come back when it's done. And here we go, exactly 30 minutes later. I just brought this out of the oven. It's extremely hot, smells really good, and you can see a really nice rise on that cake. Hopefully the camera can pick that up. If I put my gloves back on here, I'll tilt it up a bit and you can see a really nice rise. So at this point, this cake is extremely hot. I'm going to let it cool down and then we'll unmold it. So to unmold this, I'm just going to take off my little metal clips. And then I've got the parchment paper here. And now we can just lift that cake right out. And I love parchment paper. Look at how easy that is. So this cake is quite warm still. I'm going to let it completely cool down, and then I'm going to cut into it and show you how nice this cake is. Now that our cake has completely cooled, let's cut into it. Can you see how nice that cake is? Look at how moist it is. It's bouncy. Let's cut into this. I'll show you what it looks like inside. Look at this. Isn't that amazing? Really nice. Let me zoom in. So now that I've zoomed in, you can see a little bit more of the detail. And look at this cake. Look at how moist that is. Really, really moist. And this is why you call it a wacky cake. No milk, no eggs, and a beautiful product. Look at this. Oh, of course I'm gonna have to try a little piece. Oh, that is so good. Really, really moist, really tender. You would never know that there are no eggs in here. An amazing, wacky cake. Let me zoom out and I'm going to show you how you should serve this. So all I've done here is I've just taken off a little piece so that I've got a nice straight edge. I'm going to grab a nice little square here. And get it onto a plate. Then I've got a little sieve here. I'm just going to put a little bit of powdered sugar in there. And then we're just going to tap the top right here and just get a little bit on there. And there is a nice way to serve this. Just like that. And there we have our finished product. So just to finish up this video, I've just zoomed in a little bit more just to show you this a little closer up. And here we have our final product. Our really, really yummy, super tender, wacky cake. No milk, no eggs. A really, really fun and easy recipe. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you wish. I do appreciate that. That's it for today, and I'll see you next time.